Eine Runde What Remains of Edith Finch weiter. Dieses etwas deprimierende, aber trotzdem cool gemachte Spiel. Und ja, gratis im PSN Store für Plus Members. Und ja.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Weiter geht's.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Aha.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Ja,
On that
30
first
Jahre
day,
im Keller, ne?
after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Okay, schon mal 20 Jahre im Keller
Even a
verbracht,
monster
ne?
on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
Okay.
Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Kein Beben mehr.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Nach
I'm
30
going to
Jahren
appreciate
sollte man
all of it, especially the food.
auch schon immer aus dem Keller raus.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Das ist doch nicht zu glauben, ey. Er war 30 Jahre im Keller, geht aus dem Keller, wird vom Zug überfahren und ja. Oh Mann, Leute, ey.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Ja. Das ist doch alles nicht zu fassen hier, ey. Hm? Schönes Gemälde an der Wand, ja. Mann, 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 ey. Dass hier die Leute reihenweise sterben, ist aber auch klar, ne? Boah. Ist ja so
Maybe
ein
she was afraid I'd
Depri-Kram.
end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Mhm. Der
I
liebe
don't want to
Onkel-
make the same mistakes she made.
Der liebe Onkel war 30 Jahre im Keller, ne? Mhm. Lecker.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Ja, das ist der Zug, der ihn dann letztendlich umgebracht hat, ne? Okay. Und danach gab es dann ein Absacken des...
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Das ist hier so ein kleines Happy Game,
But I
ne?
thought you
So
should know about your
schöne
family.
Stimmung, ey. Total freundlich.
And the history you're a part of.
Was? Meine?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Andere Seite.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Tja, in deiner Familie
What kind of
ja,
family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Huh?
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Okay, kleinen Blick durchwerfen. Da ist was. Hey,
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Tja, das alte Haus ist wohl out of order, ne? Out of order.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Oh, ey. Meine Güte. Gleich hole ich mir echt ein Taschentuch mal. Das ist OP oder was?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Camping.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Nett.
Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Ja, vorsichtig.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Schönes finden, ja. Da. Ja, warte. Guck mal her. Jetzt.
Aw.
Was ist denn noch so Schönes zu sehen? Da. Ne, das ist ein Baum. Das ist ein Baum. Hier irgendwas Schönes.
Definitely should not have drunk all that
Ach,
coffee.
hier. Pfui.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not
Muss
always gonna be
mal.
here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always
Schönes
serious.
Stillleben, ey.
Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Make it behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Ja, so eine Jagd
Dawn,
ist doch
you
immer
don't
was
have to do
Schönes, ne?
anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be
Das
strong.
ist doch wirklich immer was Schönes, so eine Jagd. Ein schönes Tier einfach umlegen, ne?
Now keep
Aber
yourself
sagt
squared up,
natürlich, es
elbows
gilt
down,
dem
like we
Überlegen.
practiced. Whenever you're
Überleben,
ready.
okay. Bam!
Great shot, Dawn!
Oh, ja. Schön.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Was? los. So, muss mich etwas beeilen, ne? Und zum...
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
sick.
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Hi. Das war's dann auch mit Dad, oder wie? Dad ist Dad. Hm. Ja, der
Of
Tod
all
ist
these
immer eine Sache, die
stories,
hier
that's the
präsent
one
ist.
I wish most that my mom had told
83
me.
ist er vom Felsen gestürzt, ey. Oh, oh. Mann, 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 ey.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Da hat aber auch wirklich gar keiner überlebt, ne? Gar niemand, ne?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Hm? Die Familiengeschichte des Todes, ey.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Okay.
Watching over Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
Jawohl.
It sure made him happy.
Oh, das ist wieder Musik. Da gibt es wieder ein Copyright Infringe von YouTube. Passt ja gerade zum Wiener Theater. Oh. Hey. Buchstaben, hallo. Hm? Komm, diese beiden Magnetbuchstaben müssen nur irgendwie hier Holz gehen. Ah, yes. So. Trophy. irgendwas? Nein. Ah, doch, da oben. Ah,
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Ach, das ist doch jetzt schon wieder...
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to do this.
I wish you could have told us. About the world
Ahne
itself.
schon wieder das Allerschlimmste, ne? Oh, ey, dieses Spiel, ja, dieses Spiel, das macht
There's
mich
so
wahnsinnig,
much
ey.
I don't understand
Mann.
about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too.
Oh, das ist, ey.
Good luck, Kay.
Mann.
Love, Sam.
Oh, Meter nochmal, ey. Ey, diese Geschichten. Also, das kann nicht sein, ey.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet. A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
I
read.
now pronounce you husband and wife. To make his bride.
Eine richtig glückliche Familie hier, sage ich mir. Ey. Alles in Ordnung. So, komm, wo ist der nächste Rhyme?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
What?
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Ja, also... Irgendwie... Blitz und Drachen nicht so gut.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Und nächste Tote.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
Blitz und Drachen, ne? Sag ich mal. Ist ja eine Sache, die nicht auf Dauer zusammenpassen, ne?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Gus war dann auch mal nicht mehr
She
da,
never
ne?
talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Thank you, you friendly otaku. Thank you very much for joining me and thumbs up. Thanks.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Okay.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Yeah,
My mom
her
moved to
dad
India a
and
week after graduation
1,000
and got a
other
job teaching
peoples
English.
of the family.
Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good.
almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Nett.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Ja, aber es können doch nicht alle Menschen einfach so verschwinden, ey. Meine Güte, ey.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Hier geht's nicht weiter. Oder? Warte. Nee. Das sind nur 2 Schaukeln. Nee. Okay, zurück. hier? Ah,
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
ist doch Hanf. Na, na, na. Das ist doch Hanf. So, Leute. Nee. Nee, 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 nee.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Mhm. Okay, das könnte also sein, dass Milton, der ist ja nur verschwunden, in Anführungszeichen, und nicht tot. Dass er noch lebt. Na, hier bin ich aber schon gewesen. Muss ich mal schauen, wo es weitergeht. Jetzt bin ich gerade ein bisschen aufgeschmissen. Ich bin ja immer noch der Meinung, dass es hier weitergeht, aber ich komme da nicht hoch. Exit, also könnte ich theoretisch auch von der anderen Seite, aber da komme hier nicht durch. Ach, da habe ich dich gesehen, Fenster. Hm.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Mhm. Ja, wo es nachriecht, dürfte klar sein, ne? Jawohl. Politisches Statement, ey.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
PS1 modified, ey.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. He took it very seriously.
Okay.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
Ich muss gerade mit beiden Joypads arbeiten. Multitasking.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
Ach, der Louis, ey, der macht's doch auch nicht mehr lange, ey.
told me
Der
he'd made
ist
a
doch
new
jetzt
friend.
alles schon wieder hier, ja.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Tja.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Ach, Mann, ey, der Louis.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Tja. Ich geh mal da lang.
handsome queen.
Ich bin lieber so in die Richtung.
The queen was on her own quest for...
Ach komm, machen wir mal hier die Happy Side.
radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her...
Nee, ich möchte lieber das Schöne.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Aber Leute, wisst ihr was? Abgesehen von dieser depressiven Stimmung ist das Spiel geil gemacht.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Ja, da ist der Luis zurück in der Realität, Freunde.
He began to forget the world we know.
Na gut, er hat auch zu viel gekifft, ne? Ist so. Das ist so, ey.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Okay.
I still thought I could save him.
Der Luis ist gerade auf
Even
dem
after he
Weg
said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
ins Licht.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Ja, ja. Hier ist noch alles schön.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Das ist toll.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
So, Freunde. Stunde ist gleich rum, ne? Und also, das Spiel ist ja immer emotional so gestrickt, dass man eine fröhliche Stimmung erlebt und eine traurige Stimmung. Und ja, momentan haben wir ja wieder die traurige Stimmung erreicht, ne? Es hat sich mal wieder einer umgebracht und ja, entweder sterben die von selbst hier, die ganzen Angehörigen, oder es bringt sich jemand um. Also ganz nett gemacht, ey. Von der Geschichte, ne? Total happy, passt ja zum Sonntag. Übrigens, heute wählen gehen, ne? Fällt mir doch gerade ein. Heute ist Wahlsonntag und ja, geht wählen, ne? Egal was. Naja, nicht egal was, das war jetzt der falsche Ausdruck, aber auf jeden Fall geht wählen. So, und ich muss jetzt statt wählen erstmal wohin? Ja, ich habe ein dringendes Bedürfnis zu erledigen. Nach einer Kanne Kaffee und so. Ihr wisst, worum es geht. Also Leute, ich bin jetzt erstmal raus, ne? Danke fürs Zuschauen und Tschüssikowski, bis zum nächsten Mal.